I'm Steve Zakuani. I'm here with King Books, and you're watching Love Sport.
Talk to us about the draft.
So the draft is, in England, obviously when someone makes it, it's through the academy system,
Yep.
or they're signed, that's how it works. In America, it doesn't work like that really. There's no teams, don't really have youth teams and academies. You play through college, or what we call in England university. It's called college soccer.
Yep.
And so what they do is every year, every January, they hold a draft. A draft is basically a group of players who the league, Major League Soccer said, we want to sign these guys. They come to this event, and then every team gets to pick a player. Just take turns to pick. So a team has the first pick all the way through to the 16th pick, the last team, or 18th pick. Now there's 18 teams, and each team picks once. And so you do the first round, then the second round, third round, fourth round, and that's how you go to your team. So even though I signed my contract with the league back in December 08, the draft wasn't until January 09. So I went to draft day not knowing what team I'm going to play for.
Okay.
So I've got a contract, but I don't know. And I've been saying in my interviews I want to play for Seattle because they signed one of the guys I watched growing up, Freddie Lundberg.
Yeah.
They signed a goalkeeper in Casey Keller. They were a new team. They had 20,000 season tickets sold. I was like, this is a good team to go to. And I ended up being, they had the first pick, number 1 pick. And I ended up being the number 1 pick in the draft, which was like historic for me, obviously at the time, and everybody. And so that was amazing experience. And that was January 2009.
Okay, to be the number 1 pick, does that mean you was the best player from the college?
Best player. So when I was picked, every player was on the board.
Yeah.
It says Seattle has the first pick. There was about 60 players there. They could have picked anyone.
Okay.
And they picked me first. So I was selected number 1 pick. So, and the manager, to be honest, at Seattle, the coach, used to coach the team in Ohio, Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
And so he'd see me play a little bit in college because I obviously played in Ohio as well. So yeah, I was the number 1 pick, and then from there, I just moved from Ohio to Seattle and started my new life. So.
Okay, so it's been a long journey, as you've been telling us.
Yes.
You're there, you made it, you signed your first pro contract. What was you feeling? How did it feel like to finally know that you're there, you made it?
Emotions. I mean, obviously it was on national TV, it was on ESPN, we were watching all over the news, and I spent the next hour just doing, I've never done so many interviews before.
Yeah.
I was doing interviews with all kinds of people, Canadian newspapers and things from Barbados and all over the states, every state. And I didn't get back to my hotel till like midnight that night, and then I had about 550 emails to my email account, 600, 700 friend requests on Facebook. I just like in one night, everything just shifted for me, man. And so it was interesting. And then obviously I went from being the best player in college, top, to now going to the pros, where I'm a rookie, I'm a young guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was the big fish in a small pond in college. Now I'm a small fish in a big ocean in the pros. And so I went there with guys like Freddie Lundberg and Casey Keller and some other respected players in the league. And then in that, you got to prove yourself. No matter what I did in college, they didn't care about that. I had to prove myself and prove that I belong. And so that was a struggle at first because it's a different level. I got to adjust to it. I think I always had the ability, but the speed of it was obviously faster. And so there's just an adjustment period. But went through pre-season, went through everything. I just embraced it, man. I mean, I worked so hard for this is what I wanted. There's no reason for me to be down about the first few games. I didn't even start the season. I didn't start. I was on the bench, and I knew I should be playing, but I wasn't playing. But I was reminding myself, this is years of dedication and hard work.
Yeah.
It's worth it, and then it's paid off. It's free. It's my third year now, and it's paid off, man.
Okay, so how did you find the difference in football in America, comparing it to the football in England? I mean, technical-wise, or even physical-wise, what's the difference? Because obviously people would like to know.
Obviously, for me, honestly, there's not much difference. And I've asked this question to like Freddie Lundberg, Thierry Henry, guys who would know.
Yeah.
Because they've played in the Premiership at the highest level.
Yeah.
And it's not the speed of play is not that much different. What it is for me is that whenever MLS teams play against English teams or European teams, they play against Man U, they play against Barca, they play against Madrid, and it'll be like Barcelona 4, Seattle 0, Madrid 5, DC United 2. And people say, look, see, I told you MLS is not that good. But I saw Barca beat a team in La Liga 8-0. I saw Madrid beat a team. So until we start playing Sunderland and Wigan and Fulham and Bolton week in, week out, we'll never know what the true level of MLS is.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's what the true test of it would be. Because you have guys like Henry's a great player. He's our top scorer right now. But it's not cakewalk. It's not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
He's trying, he's sweating, he's working hard, he has to train, he has to do this. Same with David Beckham, with Freddie Ljungberg, with Landon Donovan. All these top players, amazing players, but it's not easy for them because it's a hard level. And then you saw USA play England in the World Cup. It was a pretty even game, and USA could have even won. And they had an amazing World Cup. So I think the game there's growing. They have great players. It's not to the elite European level, but no, it is. This is the highest level, the European level. So I won't even claim it to be that. But in terms of when you take away the top 4, 5, 6 teams in each of the top countries and leave the rest of them, then I think we're talking almost on level footing, to be honest.
Okay, so you've been there a few seasons now. How many seasons you been there now?
It's my third year, coming to the end of the third year.
Okay, so how do you feel you've progressed as a player?
I've grown a lot, man. I came in there as a rookie. It was more like a young, exciting talent, and giving the ball on the wing, letting him take players on and stuff, and the fans would get excited. And that's what I was in my first year. And I did well. I played, I think I made about 24 starts from 29 games I was available for. And that's pretty good if you come in as a rookie. And then my second year, I just went to a new level. I was top scorer for my team, started every game, apart from one that I was coming back from injury from. Whenever I was fit, I played, and that just was this elevation, was just taking my game to a new level. And this year, I got injured in April, broke my leg, so I haven't played many games. I only played 5 games, but in those first 5 games, it's already looking like I'm going to put up bigger numbers than I did the year before. Yeah. And my game was definitely better, my performance was better. So I think I've just been improving, steadily progressing. It's been a story my whole life. I always just get better because I try and master my craft, man. I care. Like, I want to know what to do. I learn. I used to ask Freddie Ljungberg a lot of questions when I played with him. Lots of questions because I play on the wing and he was a winger in his prime. I was going out watching him, so I asked him a lot of questions. What did you do here? What did you do there? And a lot of other guys in the league who I want to learn from. I watch videos of players non-stop. So I think all of that's resulted in just getting better and better. And so now my only goal is to get fit and then get back to what I used to do, man.
Okay. As you've been saying, you was playing with Freddie Ljungberg, who obviously we know very well in England. He used to play for Arsenal, and also he plays for Sweden. So he's a top player who played at a very high level. What do you think you learned from him, being his teammate?
I learned from him the work it takes to not get to the top, but to stay at the top. That's the thing he would tell me the most. Just not the work it takes to get to the top, but to stay at the top. And when someone's done it for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years consistently, I respect them in any craft, not just football, music and actors, whatever your craft is. So dramas. It's when you've been at top for so long, there's something you've been doing daily. So there's just little habits, watching him play, watching what he would do in certain situations, when he takes 2 touches, when he dribbles, when he lays it back, when he turns, how the weight of his passing. You just watch, and not just him, a lot of players too over there. So I learned from everyone who I considered to be players I want to emulate. And I just think it wasn't even just, oh, Freddie, what did you do here and there? No, I watch him just by observation. I see him there's 5 times he received the ball with his back to goal. Yeah. Each time he's laid it back. Yeah. It's probably the right thing to, when I get the ball, lay it back to. If it works for him, it works for me. So that kind of thing I kind of started picking up from him and all the guys I watch on TV and stuff, man.
Okay. So obviously your team, you play in the same league in the MLS with LA Galaxy, which obviously the certain Mr. David Beckham represents. So I know you played against him a few times, but the first time you're in the tunnel, both teams are in the tunnels. You look to your left or your right, David Beckham's there. What are you feeling? You're about to go out there. I mean, you play on the left wing, he plays on the right, so you're gonna be facing each other. What are you feeling in the tunnel?
I think obviously when you come up against any of these players, we played Chelsea the first year and played Barcelona in my first year. And when you stand around these guys you watch on TV and you see on FIFA and Pro Evolution, yeah, it's going to be something. That was the first time I played against Beckham. I played against him about 5 or 6 times since. Yeah. That was the first time ever. And yeah, just you see him there and you're like, right, this is a serious game. I've arrived. This is going to be real because this guy is a top professional. But in that game, yeah, he got sent off within 20 minutes. He made a late tackle on one of our players and he got sent off. And then we ended up winning the game 2-0. I scored one of the goals and then we beat them 2-0 in LA. The game was in LA. So yeah, the first memory playing against him was good. I don't think we've beaten him since. Yeah. He's been getting the better of us since. So we've got to fix that. And then, but yeah, just playing against him and Landon and those guys, great experience. LA's obviously on the West Coast where Seattle is. That's like they're they're first in the league right now. We're second. So that's like a good rivalry in terms of trying to match to their standard and stuff. And I think we're doing a pretty good job. But they've got great players. Those guys are great players. And when you play them, you know you're in for a game. Yeah. That's a game where you prepare extra carefully for individually and as a team as well, man.